Welcome in, everybody. This is the Too Fat to Play podcast. I am Austin, flying solo tonight. It's about 11 p.m. on the 13th of January. I really just wanted to get out here, give you guys an update, make sure you guys know that we didn't just disappear here as the playoffs started. We have... without getting too far into details, we really just wanted to, I guess I just wanted to reach out and touch base, and see if we can uplift some things, and B, just make sure that you guys know where we are. I know we've put a lot out there as, hey, things are going on, hey, this, that, and the other, as reasons that we haven't been able to record as often, or as, hey, things are going on in the backgrounds. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on some of that, to make sure you guys have an idea of what's going on, to have an idea of what has transpired that's led to some of this. I guess partially as an apology for not getting out what we have committed to, for not being on time with what we've committed to, but neither here nor there. Quick synopsis of everything. I have been running the bowling alley for the last few weeks, since the owner, dear friend Randy, had a knee replacement surgery. Everything's going good there. Not a huge deal. It's just that does tie up my Wednesday nights, which have been our recording nights, and caused a little bit of delay and hesitation there. The bigger story, the bigger happening at this point is with Brian and his family. Not trying to reveal too terribly much, just as a what's going on here, and not giving out too much information. Ryan and Haley are currently at the hospital in Kansas City. There have been some complications, I guess not doing a name reveal, with DJ, their daughter, and they are currently working on a way to try and help them without also disproportionately affecting Haley in a negative way as well. Things have looked up. It is a long ways from being perfect. There are some conditions related to DJ's heart that are causing complications. This is nothing more than, hey, if you're the praying type, please send thoughts and prayers. If you'd like to reach out and help, they're spending multiple days in hospitals. There's not a lot of certainty in the coming days for them on what tomorrow looks like. If there's anything that you can do, that you want to do, reach out to me directly, whether that be my phone number. I know a lot of people that listen to this have it, whether that be social media. However, if there's something that you can do or want to do for Ryan and Haley, just let me know, and I will do my best to help facilitate that, and make sure that everything gets to them that needs to get to them. With Ryan and Haley, we knew the existence of complications could be there. We all definitely hoped that it wouldn't be, but we have gotten there. By all accounts, baby girl's a fighter. She's staying strong. She's getting everything she needs to be. We've cleared a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of hurdles to go. So if nothing else, thoughts and prayers would be much appreciated for Ryan and Haley, and their little girl DJ. with that, I mean, as always, this podcast is brought to you by Sticks Golf Lounge, Humboldt, Kansas, on the square. Go in, have a round, tell them the guys over here at Too Fat sent you, and definitely support the people that support us. We appreciate them. I do want to get a little bit of football in, because I know that's what a lot of people are expecting from this episode. And I know we didn't get a reaction to Week 18. We've already missed Week 1 of the playoffs with Wild Card Weekend, which outside of Monday night and Sunday Night Football was a phenomenal slate of games, and really had a wonderful weekend with the football that was played. But we just kind of we planned on recording Friday before the playoffs. Ryan and Haley went to the hospital Friday morning, have not been home since, and we just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to get out here and give you guys an update on that situation, because they need love. They need a lot of love right now. And I don't know how else to go about it than to get on here and to be a little bit vulnerable, but mostly just honest with you guys. So we'll, send them love. That's all I can really ask for. Getting into the playoffs, like I said, great weekend for football. Starting off the Rams-Panthers. Phenomenal game. It's my one miss from Wild Card Weekend, which sucks. I picked the Panthers to win. I thought they had it. Rams come back with a late score to take the lead. Just a phenomenal way to start Wild Card Weekend. Matt Stafford didn't look great early. Bryce Young looked pretty good most of the day, but Stafford and Nakua come through late to get them onto the divisional round, where I believe they're going to face Chicago now. So my hopes for the NFC Championship game that I was talking with Ryan about in Week 17 are still alive, because the Bears, after being down 21 points, come back to beat the Packers 31-27. Caleb Williams does not fit the epitome of what a great quarterback looks like in the playoffs. It was sloppy, it was messy, it was dirty, but when they had to have it, he delivered it. I still don't believe that guy's a great quarterback, but the Iceman nickname is earning its stripes, as they continue to be the Cardiac Bears and find ways to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. That has been such a wild team to watch. First game on Sunday was the Bills at Jags. Trevor Lawrence throws a pick to lose the game. I'm good for Josh Allen. He went down. He got a score when he had to. Left too much time on the clock, but Trevor Lawrence throws a pick on a pretty horrendous throw to lose that ball game. Other than that, it was a phenomenal game. Just 27-24. It was back and forth. It was quite the experience to watch, just because you didn't really know what it was going to look like. Jacksonville, as the people on this podcast have said, never looked to be as good as their record was, but the Bills also don't look that great. I think that effectively that game came down to who had the better quarterback, and the Bills won that fight. Sunday afternoon, San Francisco against Philadelphia, 23-19, and an absolute banger of a game. Philadelphia put up a fight, never looked good. A.J. Brown got into it with Sirianni there before the half, never caught another pass. San Francisco loses George Kittle, and I don't know how they're doing it. I really don't. I don't know what dark magic they have harnessed to take the souls of injured players and just put it into Christian McCaffrey and give him superpowers. That's what they're doing, though. 100%. You can't convince me otherwise. Niners move on. They will face Seattle in a rematch of Week 18 to go to the NFC Championship game. Hopefully get a different outcome this time. Sunday night, New England at the Chargers at New England. Dud. Absolute fucking dud of a game. If you're a Patriots fan, I'm sure you loved it. If you're a Chargers fan, I'm sure you hated it. If you were a football fan, you were just disappointed. Justin Herbert, here I am still going, well, he still hasn't done it when it matters. He still hasn't put up a game that you need to have to win. You still haven't seen anything when push comes to shove, he has folded every time. Up until this past year, it's been, well, if he had a coach, and now it's, well, if he had everything else. Well, the Niners don't have a starting NFL team and made the divisional round. So I'm not here for the Chargers. I'm not here for the people that are, well, if Herbert had this, well, if he had this, well, if he had that. Well, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. So I don't care. I'm not here to listen to the bullshit. Not here to listen to the excuses for why the Chargers lost this game. The Patriots were the better team. The Chargers came out flat and never found life. And then Monday night, the Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. We all knew the Steelers were bad. Could be the last time Aaron Rodgers plays an NFL game. Texans didn't look great on offense. That defense is a fucking problem, as we've said multiple times. But they get the job done and move on. That team is one of those things where I would hate to run into. I would hate to have to play Houston right now. No matter who the team is, I would hate to have to play Houston. The divisional round shakes out. I don't have the schedule in front of me, I don't believe. No, maybe I do. I do. Okay, cool. So the early game on Saturday is going to be the Bills at the Broncos. I don't know how to feel about this game. As I've said before, I think the Broncos are the Philadelphia Eagles from last year. I don't think that's a good team. I just don't know that they can be beaten. It's dumb because I don't fear that team. I don't really have a lot of respect for that team. That defense is phenomenal. I'm not here to take that part away. I just don't trust that offense to get the job done. I think I'm leaning Buffalo here. Maybe that's just the Chief fan in me. Maybe that's the Josh Allen, hopeful that Josh, as I've said, if he's going to win a Super Bowl, he better fucking do it this year. I think I'm leaning the Bills on that game. Saturday night is going to be San Francisco at Seattle. I'm still taking San Francisco. I really thought they were going to win in Week 18. Fred Warner looks like he may be coming back. It's not they opened his practice window today. I don't know where that's going to be come Saturday, but I think if 54 is on the field, I think that causes a difference. Is it enough to overcome Seattle? Who knows? I also don't know that I trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs yet. It's kind of Week 18 was they needed it and they got it. Yeah, but it wasn't lose and go home. So I don't know, but as we said on the last show, from here on out, this is a 49ers podcast until they lose, and I'm going to stand on that. And then Sunday night, Houston at New England. Excuse me. That is the early game on Sunday. Houston at New England. I really think Houston's going to get this game. New England's offense doesn't look great, and that defense for Houston is just a huge problem. I think on the strength of that defense, Houston's going to get past the Patriots. Rams at Bears. I'm taking the Bears, man. Not not in a way that makes you go, God, the Bears are great. But I'm taking the Bears. I want that Niners-Bears game again. That game was fucking electric. And the Rams are beatable. I think the Bears have enough to get it done. I think the Bears can get some work in. I know they lost a couple of key players. TJ Edwards is a huge loss for that team, especially going against a team like the Rams that have a couple of quality running backs, that have the wide receiver core that they have. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rooting for it to happen. But I'm going with the Bears. God, that would be such a wild setup for Niners, Bears, Bills, Texans in the Final Four. Not at all what anybody would have picked at the beginning of the year, I don't think. But I'm here for it. I think that would be absolutely electric to see that be the Final Four. All right. Some quick headlines, because obviously we missed Black Monday. We've missed a lot of things here. I believe there are now 9 vacancies at head coach in the NFL. John Harbaugh is out of a job. Mike Tomlin stepped down today. Of course, and then the Dolphins, I'm not sure why they waited so long, but the Dolphins finally did fire McDaniels. So that means the Giants are looking for a new head coach. The Falcons are looking for a new head coach. The Raiders are looking for a new head coach. The Cardinals are looking for a new head coach. The Steelers are looking. The Ravens are looking. Who else was there? Miami's looking. Then, I know there's a couple others out there. From some of the reports I've read, it looks like Harbaugh might be going to the Giants. The Giants seem to have a lot of interest in Harbaugh and getting him into that building, getting him to work with Jackson Dart, and just bringing a leadership aspect that I feel like the Giants haven't had in quite some time. And going with the veteran head coach, the guy that's won, the guy that's done some things, as opposed to maybe the fancy hire that they've been going for, with the McAdoos, with the I just forgot their last head coach's name, Daboll. I think maybe that's the direction they're wanting to go there. A lot of the others I really don't know. For me, the most troubling part is the Chiefs haven't interviewed an OC candidate. I don't know if that's kind of waiting to see if some of these guys don't get head coaching jobs. Rumors circling that they've already selected their OC of the future, but it doesn't look like that's going to be Matt Nagy, and that, as you all know, makes me happy. All right, so let's get into. I think that's kind of all I really had to go into this weekend, or this week. I am trying to formulate something to get a more traditional episode out, with one or more new voices on the podcast, or a return of my dad on the podcast. I don't know what that's going to look like right now. It's a messy schedule for all parties involved. But I was leaving the bowling alley tonight, and I was like, I need to go get something out, first and foremost, to give an update, to let people know where we're at, to let people know what's going on. Like I said, if there's anything you guys can do to help, we much appreciate it. Ryan and Haley would much appreciate it. There's a lot going on in life right now, and I know you guys have heard us say that probably too many times, and you're probably tired of hearing it. And that's why I wanted to get out here and let you know what's going on, why things are a little sloppy, where things are at, causing them to be a little sloppy with this podcast. Not that we've been known for our high level of organization to this point anyhow, but it is definitely something I wanted to make sure that we got out to you guys, that we can explain ourselves, that we can hopefully have you guys understand what it is that we are looking at right now, why it is that we are a little flaky on getting this podcast out to you guys. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy this, and I've appreciated the people that have reached out and be like, hey, didn't know, maybe last week's episode didn't post, see what's going on. So thank you to you guys that have reached out. Thank you to you guys that have already touched base with me and said kind words, done what you could for Ryan and Haley. All of that is so dearly appreciated. As like I said, as this podcast currently sits, we are a 49ers podcast until they lose, which hopefully is sometime early next year, or into next year, just not before the Super Bowl. As a fan of football, as a fan of the person I share this studio with, the person that I share this podcast with, it's hard to root against anything that's going his way right now. I've watched a lot of football causing sadness, and right now that's just not something that I hope happens. I hope to see good things. As a fan for both Ryan's team, being him and his family, and his Niners, I will be rooting for them. I will be cheering along both of those teams with all my heart and all my love. I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I know it's really short. I just, like I said, it's pushing 11:30, and I don't really know how much more I've got. The football has taken a back seat to life. But I'm gonna get out of here. I very much appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking through with us, for being here, for being a part of what me and Ryan hoped is a long-term stay here. But obviously we have a lot of life occurring with things going on, and we are trying to figure out where pieces lie. We're not going anywhere. This podcast will still be here. We'll still be doing our thing, but things may be a little different, maybe a little shaky here for a little while. But all we can do right now, keep praying for DJ. Keep the thoughts up, keep the prayers up. Like I said, if anybody would like to do something to reach out and help for Ryan and Haley, or just send in good vibes, good messages, anything and everything would be appreciated. And I really just wanted that to be kind of the message of this. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Be kind to each other. Love one another. Let's pray for DJ. Thank you.